don't scare us. I get up, I go hard like I'm George Harris. Make plays, break lanes, push weight, break chains, go hard, kick ass, take names. Being good, I'ma be great. I'm gonna carry that weight. Earn my stripes, my merits. I gotta go hard like I'm George Harris. Yeah.
Welcome to a very special episode of Fight Night Flashbacks, because today, Eric, we are going to take you down the Kamaru Usman road. Okay, and it is a fun road.
All right, I've heard the name, but I'm not quite familiar. That's the whole thing about me doing this is I'm learning with you people, too, that are watching that don't know much about this either. So I'm going to be asking the questions that you would probably want to ask, too. So
he's the number one, literally the number one pound for pound, number one fighter in the world. Any weight class, he's number one pound for pound.
What weight class is he in?
He's at welterweight, 170, which there's some talent at 170. Okay. And he's undefeated in the UFC. He's never lost. He's about to break, if he wins this weekend against Leon Edwards, he's about to break Anderson Silva's record for most title defenses. He's a savage.
And then undefeated sounds crazy to me because
especially at 170.
Yeah, I just don't. I know that there's not a lot of people that can survive this without blemishes on their record.
Exactly. It's not like boxing where guys, 50-0 or whatever. Like in UFC, there's too many ways to lose. Guys are too good. And especially what's fun about Kamaru Usman's come up is he's a wrestler by trait. That's his background, wrestler. Damn good wrestler, too. He doesn't have the fancy Penn State or Oklahoma State or Ohio State pedigree. He wrestled at a Division II school, Nebraska Kearney, I think. He was a national champion there, All-American there, savage wrestler.
Okay.
Savage wrestler. So comes into the UFC straight up just a wrestler.
I was going to ask a question.
No jiu-jitsu.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that a common path? College wrestling, is that a common path to go into the UFC?
Yeah, I'd say common because those guys have a set of skill and mindset that translates well to be a UFC fighter.
Okay.
So he comes from now. It's still a common path, but now you really can't get in the UFC just as a good wrestler and have success. Now the game's evolved where guys are too good at everything. People's takedown defense are world class, so you have to have a little more than just wrestling. There's a guy named Bo Nichols who comes from Penn State, he's the biggest prospect in years, and he's just straight wrestling. And he had one fight on Dana White Contender Series, starched the dude. He was like, I'm ready for the UFC, and Dana's like, well, hold on, let's do a few more, and then we'll get to the UFC.
Get him against a brawler.
The game's changed a little now. Yeah. So with Kamaru Usman, you'll see as we go through these fights, we're going to go through three of his biggest ones.
Gotcha.
I'll fill in the gaps in between. But he starts out as, he's a straight wrestler. Not the most exciting guy.
So is this his first fight we're going to watch?
So this is his first official UFC fight.
Gotcha.
It's The Ultimate Fighter 21 finale. So you had to win in the house, go undefeated in the house to get to the Ultimate Fighter finale. He fights Hayder Hassan, and, he gets the job done here. But you'll notice as we get through his fights, you'll see as they evolve, how much he evolved.
Yeah.
Savage.
Gotcha.
Skinny legs, too.
Wrestler versus striker.
Skinny little legs, too.
Okay, well, quick question, though. If not knowing anything about the fighters, and you saw boxer, it said fighter, and the other one said wrestler.
Wrestler all day.
You would take the wrestler.
Because you know why? 'Cause the wrestler dictates where the fight's going to go. The boxer can't.
That's interesting.
The boxer can only keep it on the feet. The wrestler can go, well, I'll go on the feet.
Right.
I'll go on the ground. It's up to me.
Now, is that because that's also because, like, if you want to box, I don't have to box.
Correct. And you have that's all you can do.
Yeah,
you ain't going to take me down.
Gotcha. That's why I like Patty.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it all.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the start of the second round.
Okay.
Ultimate Fighter finale. And this is the start to the pound-for-pound number one guy in the world now. Mm-hmm. But, again, you'll see the evolution of Kamaru Usman's career.
From this fight to the next one. Gotcha.
Now, remember, he does have a shadow casted over him because at 170, that's your GSP land. So there's a debate, and even Dana thinks Kamaru Usman's better than GSP as far as GOAT status. So there's a debate because over the welterweight division is George St. Pierre. He's one of the top three most famous fighters of all time, most successful.
Gotcha.
So he has to deal with that.
Gotcha.
Hit it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know him from Captain America. What was he in the second one? The Winter Soldier.
Who is
whatever
he?
Bullshit. George St. Pierre.
Yeah,
Shaved
I'm
head.
saying, but who is he in the movie? Oh, go. Here we go. Ooh.
Yes, so you'll see he gets wobbled there, but see, so wrestling's his pedigree. This guy's throwing bombs, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But boom.
Oh, wow.
So he's explosive.
Oh, he's strong as hell.
Very strong, yeah. Very strong. And what's crazy about him, what I think makes him an outlier, is Kamaru Usman's mentality. Like, he's fought where, like now, he's 35, I think now.
Ooh, so it's coming to an end.
Well, correct. So he don't have a ton of fights left, but he also has, like, there's been fights where he has bad knees. His knees are so bad he can't run or spar. Ooh. He'll still take the fight and just do like an aerodyne bike or something like that, or swim a lot. No sparring, no grappling, and then beats the very best in the world. So to me, Kamaru Usman, which makes him an outlier, even on the pound for pound list, is his mentality.
So what I'm watching here is like you say, he has skinny legs, but it looks like that having those skinny legs means he has better movement of those legs.
I mean, he's built like he's built like a stingray.
Yeah, but right, yeah,
yeah.
Like, he's like big up top,
yeah,
and he's like
tiny.
you know what I mean.
He's built like a stingray.
I'm actually literally the reverse. They'd call me the ostrich. You know what I mean? Big in the middle.
So he gets a head arm choke here for his first win, the Ultimate Fighter.
Jesus.
Then who would have thought?
That didn't look boring at all, man.
No,
he looked. I'm just saying.
That's his brother. That giant guy. He just won the recent Ultimate Fighter. That giant man is his brother.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's where he trained.
Yeah. Growing up with
if that was your brother, that's where you trained.
Yeah, when your brother's Nigerian juggernaut, you're gonna grow up pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, I think that like he almost has like a weird prototype, like a special prototype body for this.
100%. And like again, his legs aren't massive, but neither are John Jones. Like there's something to his skinny legs. I don't know what it is, but John Jones, to me, pound for pound greatest of all time. Kamaru Usman, top 5 of all time. They have these really skinny legs.
Well, but because what I'm saying, with his skinny legs, he's able to he can turn into a pretzel. Look at him.
But you know what else? Cardio. Like, as far as cardio goes, it would be tough to argue that Kamaru Usman will have the best cardio in the game.
This guy's
especially with his fighting style.
Like,
he'll shoot so many times. Even if he doesn't have success, he keeps shooting. That's a cardio thing. That's a mental strength, and then also his cardio next level.
Oh, man. I always want to ask, what is that feeling? What is that feeling? You're in some sort of – somebody's got you in some kind of hold.
Like a chokehold?
Somebody's got you in a hole that your arm's about to break or whatever. Like, what is that moment that you just, like, how does that feel to just have to be like, come on, man?
Well, in the fight, it's weird because if it's like an arm like an arm bar or a Kimura or like a shoulder lock or like an ankle lock or even guillotine, your adrenaline's so high that usually in training you tap early, but since you're in front of a live crowd, you're like, hopefully I can get out of it. Ooh. Well, sometimes it's too late and you break ligaments. And
that's what I'm about to say. So is that what happens? Like you don't know until later? I should have tapped out early.
100%. Well, but then again, you don't want to tap out early because you're like, maybe the let go, I can get out. So it's for a fighter. It's tough.
So that is a weird moment in the ego of a fighter.
Well, now think about this. Think of like Nogueira, Big Nog, who I fought, didn't go my way, fought him in Brazil, but he was a guy who was Mr. Jiu-Jitsu, Mr. Submission. Then he fights a guy in Frank Mir, and Frank Mir gets him in an arm lock, a Kimura. And, he's the face of Brazil. He's Mr. Jiu-Jitsu. He's like, I don't tap.
I can't tap. He had to tap, though, huh?
Didn't tap.
What?
He blew his shoulder out. It's one of the most it goes, snap. Oh, loud. The whole arena goes like, oh, my God.
And then the ref called it.
Oh, you have to. But there's guys where that shit happens where they just don't.
Okay, as a former fighter, as a fan of fighting,
yeah,
what is your gut feeling to that? These are the two things. Is it, man, that guy's tough? Or is it, just tap, bro?
When it's Nogueira, and like I know, like he can't go back home to Brazil if he tapped out. He's Mr. Jiu-Jitsu.
So it's better.
To me,
it's better just to have like you can't use your arm ever again.
It builds his legacy
for people to walk around and be like,
it's like
good you didn't tap, bro.
Man. Yeah,
oh, that's wow.
Yeah,
woo.
That's
some macho bullshit right there. Yeah. But I get it.
So let's keep going, Mike. Get off this nerd stuff for a second. And then, like Winter Soldier, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
I know.
One of the greatest adventure movies of all time.
I've never seen it. Is it good?
Wow, who are you?
And my boy Frank Grillo's in it, too.
Can you watch? Winter Soldier is one of the best of this whole franchise.
Here's my thing with Captain America. What's his superpower? What's it, the shield?
Are you kidding me?
He doesn't fly.
He took some super soldier serum. He's got super healing, super strength.
Oh, okay. Super strength?
Yes.
Okay. So he's on steroids.
Yes.
So he's just, yeah, all right.
You're
But that's not a superpower, right? Like you have, here's
no,
the worst.
no. It's not your steroids. He's on the steroids.
Really?
Yeah. He can lift a car over his head. He's not doing fucking Barry Bonds steroids.
Can he lift? Does he lift cars?
Yes, he's super strong.
But we have Hulk for that, right?
No, Hulk is like super strong.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
There's levels.
There's levels to
okay?
the strong. I'm just saying, out of all the
I'm just saying
superheroes,
this: if Captain America fought you in the UFC,
I'd be fucked.
You'd be
Fucked.
You wouldn't even be able to
But
do anything.
USADA wouldn't pass. He'd fail the drug test. But also, so there's no fight there.
Yeah,
But also, if we're
Captain America, he's suspended for 6 months for super soldier
for
serum.
2 years for having Nazi steroids in his body.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to
let's get back to
your
this.
lack of.
I'm just saying, if I'm flying somewhere, where there's a mission, and it's just me and Captain America, I'm like, where's the rest though? Right? Like, where's Storm at?
I can't.
Where's Jean Grey at?
Storm?
Where's Jean Grey at?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Storm is with the X-Men. Okay, you know what? Let's just go back to this. Let's go back to what you know. Okay?
Hold on.
This is a whole different podcast right now.
Yeah.
Because you are driving me bananas.
It could be you educate me on Marvel.
That's exactly.
DC.
That'll be the next one we do. All right.
Hold on. Is Captain America
Where's
DC?
Jean Grey?
Captain America's DC? He's Marvel?
Marvel.
So he can fuck with them, right? They never get together and
Storm is with the X-Men. They don't necessarily work with.
they've never worked together?
It's like the UFC versus like
Bellator?
whatever that is in Europe.
And they just don't work together?
They don't necessarily work together.
Well, that's
okay?
a shame. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, but Captain America is outraged. I'm outraged
But,
for Captain
but
America
then
right
Captain
now.
America works with the Avengers, correct?
Yes.
But no X-Men.
No X-Men.
All right. Say less. I think it's a shame. I think they should collab. So anyway, back to Kamaru Usman.
I'm with all the haters now.
You create a Reddit profile?
Yeah. I'm on that Reddit
Captain
now.
Captain America Juice Head 777 or some shit.
Learn your facts before you.
Oh my God! Can anybody you realize, Brendan asked him, why Captain America's not with the X-Men? Let's take a little break from chatting with Erik Griffin about the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, Kamaru Usman, because this weekend, Kamaru is fighting. Yep, that's right. His belt is on the line against Leon Edwards. It's a rematch. But you want to watch UFC 278? You do. It's action-packed. Fight card capped off by an anticipated Kamaru Usman-Edwards rematch, which I just told you about. Throw down and grab your own epic victory with DraftKings Sportsbook. That's right, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. This Saturday at 7 p.m., we have a Calabasas fight campaign with the boys. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Win or lose. If that's not enough action, you can also get in a $10 risk-free same-game parlay. I'd say same fight parlay, DraftKings. Just combine multiple bets like which fighter will come out on top, how long will the fight last, and so much more. I like the dogs here. I like all the dogs. The chances of them all winning aren't good, but you can put just $10, and for all three of them to win, you can make bank. So if you take Jose Aldo, who's a dog, if you take Leon Edwards, who's a dog, I think the biggest dog out of all of them, and you take Luke Rockhold, you bet $10, you make a bank on a parlay there. Just saying, if you want to get risky with it, chance of it winning is not good, but I like my odds there. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code SCHAUB, SCHAUB show. Bet $5 on UFC 278 and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code SCHAUB this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Minimum age, eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. DraftKings, promo code SCHAUB.
Anyways, Usman.
So Usman wins the Ultimate Fighter finale, starts his UFC career, and then he goes on a path. Now, what's crazy is they give him Leon Edwards, who he fights this Saturday in the main event on pay-per-view to UFC 278. Leon Edwards has gone on a fucking tear, too. So you have Kamaru Usman, his first legit fight in the UFC. They give him Leon Edwards, which is a beast. He beats him via decision, all wrestling. That was wrestling versus striker. They've both gone on to get much better. Okay. But then he goes on 4 more wins. Then he finally gets a KO over Sergio Moraes, which is a pretty big deal. Then he gets 3 more wins by decision. Again, wrestling there against Damian Maia, Rafael Dos Anjos, who used to be a former world champion.
So now he's like 7-0 at this point.
Yes, and then they give him Woodley and Woodley at the time was the champion,
Gotcha.
and he out wrestles Woodley. He was really the first one to break Woodley. Like you can see Woodley in that fight, looking at the clock and shit. He breaks Woodley because his pressure, tenacity is insane. So then the legend of Kamaru Usman starts with his win over Woodley. Once he beats Woodley, it's nuts, man. So then after he beats Woodley, becomes champion, then he fights, I think, his toughest opponent ever, and I think they should fight every Saturday, Colby Covington, who is like, if Kamaru Usman's 1A, Colby Covington's 1B. If there's no Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington's your world champion.
Gotcha.
He has the career Usman has. But just they're around the same time, both in the primes. He just can't beat Kamaru Usman because everything Colby does, Usman just does a fraction better. So you have good boxing, you have good cardio. Cool. Kamaru Usman has better cardio, better boxing.
So he knocked him out in the boxing.
And one of the greatest fights of all time. Then they had a rematch too. So he beats Woodley, becomes champion. Fights Colby Covington, classic at UFC 245. He beats Colby in the 5th round late, but it's a great fight. And then they give him Jorge Masvidal, which is a huge star. Jorge Masvidal, kind of boring. Late fight. You can tell, like, Kamaru kind of played it safe, did a lot more wrestling, held him against the cage. Not the funnest fight. So then they give him Gilbert Burns. Now, Gilbert Burns is, top 3 in the world at the time. I think he was ranked number 2. And Gilbert Burns and him were training partners for years. They came up in the same gym for years. And all of Gilbert Burns' training partners and coaches went, hey, man, when these two would spar, Gilbert Burns would beat the shit out of him. You're like, what, really? And I, on my show, I was like, we're talking about practice, though. We're talking about practice. In the game time, I'm not betting against Kamaru Usman. So even though everyone told me who I respect, told me, I'm telling you, man, Gilbert whoops his ass in training. I went, all right, I bet you Kamaru still wins.
But probably that overconfidence is what messed with Burns.
Gilbert. Yep. But you'll see, we're going to watch this fight now. So, Gilbert comes out, and you'll notice here too, Kamaru, because Gilbert is a world champion jiu-jitsu practitioner on the ground, but they've both got better at striking.
Gotcha.
So it's a stand-up war. Just see early on, this is the start of the fight. Gilbert lands a big shot. It's the closest Kamaru's been to being finished. He lands a bomb, and Gilbert Burns he has heavy hands, but he lands one, and you're like, God, dog, this could be a long night for Kamaru Usman. But then again, Kamaru's mindset, man, that's the thing about this dude. Even when he's doing bad, he thinks he's going to find a way out of it.
Oof, that one looked like it hurt. Got him in this. That's a side kick for your ass right there.
And this is a big ass pay-per-view, but it's also during the pandemic. So you see, see that? See that? He landed that. Wobbled him.
Oh, he sure did.
Now he's going for blood here too.
Oh, but he.
Now watching this,
Ooh, he's quick.
Watching this, Erik, you'd be like, "Oh, Kamaru's about to lose this fight, man. This is not good." So he's right there. He's wobbled, trying to get his bearings back. Starts laying the jab, but you notice he's a different fighter than even that first fight you saw. Was all grappling. Look at him now. Look at his movement. His head movement. More comfortable.
I'll say this real quick. From all the fights that I've watched you guys with you, one thing I'll say about this guy, like I've seen in all the other fights, when a person takes a punch like that, I can see that the fight's over. But this guy, I don't see that.
Nope. That's why he's the pound for pound number one.
I see him just being like
he gets better.
Now this thing right here tickles me. This is like some 5th grade, like, get off me. Get off me.
It's a weird exchange. Now there's certain guys on the bottom, they can throw up kicks and they've knocked dudes out, but also Herb Dean should stand him up here, but also Kamaru Usman, Herb should know what he's dealing with here because Kamaru doesn't want to go in his guard. He's a world champion.
But why is the guy on the ground doing this instead of standing up?
Because he wants him to come down. And then also, because Kamaru's so close, if he gets up, he's more susceptible to being kicked in the fucking face. So Kamaru just needs to back up.
Why doesn't he just
really
get down and take his legs like he's about to, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Really,
it seems like
really Herb Dean needs to step in. Right, I don't know why Herb's letting this go. I mean,
usually
you kick the back of the hamstrings, which sucks, but it's not doing much, man.
Yeah, this is a weird fight. Yeah, you just grab his legs, right?
You can probably go the second round now.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because that's that
weird.
So
that's
he gets
weird
rocked in that.
Play.
Let's take another little break from chatting with my boy Erik Griffin and just educate him on Kamaru Usman, all right? And Kamaru got confidence. And fellas, and ladies for that matter, but fellas, You can't have any more confidence when you're properly groomed. That's right. There's a big kind of vibe to you, man. You can just tell by the way these dudes carry themselves, all right? We call this BGE, Big Groom Energy, all right? And there's only one way to get that BGE. That's with Manscaped. My friends at Manscaped, we want to introduce you to the biggest, best ultimate hygiene bundle yet. The Platinum Package 4.0 is here from Manscaped. Listen, they're the leader in below-the-waist grooming. Now trust with them with the rest of everything going on with grooming. Join the 4 million bros worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SCHAUB20. Manscaped's brand new Platinum 4.0 package is the biggest bundle they've ever offered, all right? And they're giving you a discount on Manscaped's top products. The Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0 is the one-stop shop for a dude who deserves it all. What's inside this package? Well, you get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Ultimate Premium Body Wash, Ultra Premium 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, Ultra Premium deodorant, crop preserver, anti-chafing ball deodorant, crop reviver ball spray toner, anti-chafing boxers, the Shed travel bag to hold all this stuff where you need it. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SCHAUB20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code SCHAUB20, SCHAUB 20. Unlock your big groomed energy with Manscaped. And remember, when you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller, fellers. But also here, one of the major reasons why Kamaru Usman's striking has gotten better over the years and throughout the fights, and he's able to stand with anybody now, is because he linked up with Trevor Whitman, who was my coach in Denver, who I started with, my very first coach. Trevor Whitman's like a boxing extraordinaire. All he knows is boxing. He's a monster at it. So Kamaru Usman went, all right, I became champion with Woodley dominating the wrestling. I need to get better at striking. Sought out Trevor Whitman in Denver, Colorado. So now he does half his camp in Denver, half of his camp in Florida, just to work with Trevor, just to get his hands better. Jeez. And it shows. You'll see. Because he starts knocking dudes out. Because you see this one, he gets a knockout. The Masvidal one, he gets a knockout. Oh. And you'll notice his jab is what you can really tell. Trevor Whitman's
a great jab.
All about the jab. Jab specialist.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And see, that look is what I'm talking about.
That's not Snowflake. Yeah. That's not Snowflake.
Like, you know that guy had to look like, oh, no, this is going to hurt me. So this is now the third round. Mm-hmm. Is it about even at this point, or who's in the lead at this point?
Gilbert won the first round. Kamaru won the second. Now we're in the third, and you'll see with Kamaru too. He does not get tired. He can go all day. Whatever Captain America's on, he's probably on. So look at that jab wallowed him.
Okay, come on.
And his ground and pound is filthy.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You just get on him.
Mm-hmm. We see how the guy's trying to get up and just getting his ass whooped.
Okay, that's it.
Stop the fight. That was a big one from him because, again, if you're losing in training, that has to stick with you mentally. But Kamaru Usman just doesn't give a fuck.
Now, what I like about him, he's not jumping on the railing. Mm-mm. Yeah. This is just menacing right here.
And he's also he's not flashy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but this is kind of.
He's pissed because everyone thought Gilbert was going to beat him. Oof. Like his teammates and everyone was like, I think Gilbert wins this. There's his giant brother.
He's still going.
He's saying, put some respect on my name. I get it. But when you're as great as he is.
I feel like you wouldn't want to fight this guy ever. But in this moment right here, I wouldn't want to see him on the streets.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? Like that moment right there where you take a dude that just won a fight, that was the underdog, you take him and then you put him in a fight. Let's see what he does.
Like if they put him right on the streets right now, somebody getting beat up. If you're like, thanks for the time, all right, get out the door. He's like, no. And you're in Vegas or some shit.
He won there on that hit.
Boom!
That's the one. Oh, wow.
And that's a jab, folks.
Yeah. And now he's back down to fucking child's pose.
Boom!
Oh, that's it. Get off of him. All right. What is the ref trained? At what moment is when he sees that the person's helpless?
Yeah, when he can't defend himself anymore. When it's just like he's so beat up, man. Yeah. So he could like go on longer, but it's just gonna do more damage.
That one hit though was like, oh, I can't let another one like that go.
100%. Like,
I can't let another one like that land. Whew. Shit.
So the next one, so this is a rematch. So the first one I told you, so he beat Woodley, right? And then they give him Jorge shortly after that, and it was a short notice in Abu Dhabi. It's during COVID, so they're fighting on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. And so this is a rematch, and they talk so much shit to each other because the first one, you know, people are like, oh, Masvidal lost because of short notice, and it was kind of a boring fight. You're like, all right, whatever. So this one, like, well, Masvidal training, this could be a different answer. And it's different, but it doesn't go Jorge's way. You'll see, this is when the superstar of Kamaru Usman comes out.
So he had won the first fight.
He went dominant.
And it was just boring. And it was
held him against the cage, just grappled,
okay.
used his wrestling.
So they've been both, so they don't like each other. They legit don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't
I love that.
Yep.
Oh, it's the same ref too.
Yep. Herb Dean's kind of.
There's only one ref in UFC.
No, for the main events, it's him.
There's only one grease man and only one ref.
Just exhausted.
Yeah.
But you see now, like, notice from that first fight we watched. Notice how much grappling he's doing, and now Jorge's a savage, dude. Savage on the feet, like monster. Knockout artist, knocked out Ben Askren.
So he's now
knocked out Darren Till.
So he's now trained with the Denver boxing guy, and now he's in here ready for it all.
Yep.
Ooh, he looks dangerous.
He's just improved. He's improved so much.
I like that he doesn't waste a lot of movement. I see a lot of these other guys dancing too much. You know, like this, you're going to get tired. Yeah. And he's kind of like, his footwork seems to have a purpose.
Jorge doesn't either. And Jorge is a guy who came up with Kimbo Slice in the backyards in Miami. He was like 14 fighting those.
Oh, the Jorge is a little, this guy is.
That'd be a fun. Oh!
Daddy! Oh, wow.
Come on now. From that, from watching that to that first Ultimate Fighter fight, you're talking about a completely different animal.
Well, I just watch it. Can we see it again?
Oh, you'll see it again.
Can you go back to
UFC? Look, Kobe's saying he wants some.
I'm just. Is that in the contract? Please go shake Dana White's hand.
He's just fired up.
No, I'm just saying. But I've seen that like 17 times now. You get to jump over the thing, and you got to go over to Dana White and be like, it's like.
There's Cuba Gooding Jr. was ringside too, all hyped up for all those accusations.
He was like, "Show me the money."
It's his only line. Yeah. Show me the money. Everyone's like, "Bro, we got it."
Well, the guy was being a little bit too careless. The other guy.
That's Jorge though. Jorge's like
that was careless. You don't poke the bear like that. He was
dude knocked him.
This
out
is it.
Cold, bro.
And what's he feeling right now?
That's the first time I think Jorge's been knocked cold like that, too. Look at him. He's been fighting forever, bro. Like I told you, he started with Kimbo Slice in Dade County, Miami, on the YouTube in the backyard fights.
Yeah.
He's a young kid.
But I guess you can't hate a dude after a guy beats you like that.
They have respect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There can't. I don't think. Dude, let me add this. The question I'm asking: can you be a great fighter and not have respect for all of these opponents?
I don't think so, because you guys go through such a unique situation. Like, you know what it took to get in there, win or lose. Like, you two went through that, you know?
Oh, I missed it. It's funny that he hit him. It's funny how he hit him so hard.
Here it is.
Like a really good boxing hit.
Boom! Wow. Right inside the hook.
And then the rest of this is kind of just like,
well, that's just,
you know what I mean?
Those are just,
he reverted to like
sixth
grade playground. Like, I hate you.
He started fighting like a girl on World Star. Yeah. He starts scratching. You know, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is like, whoop, bow. Oh, with a show.
Nobody does this to Masvidal.
Stop.
Nobody does this to Masvidal.
So he had to watch this. There was nothing you could say about this after.
No.
That's it.
No, Masvidal gave him credit too.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Because he said he knocked me out.
Look at them. Look at Rogan grabbing everybody.
Yeah.
They go nuts. Look at DC.
Why does Rogan always look like he's getting the best blowjob ever?
He's always like this, huh?
He's always and it's like he always looks like he's like finishing,
like he's with his buddies at the strip club.
Yeah.
They've only seen 3,000 knockouts.
I don't know if I'd want my kid to be there at this moment. But.
If you're Kamaru Usman, you're undefeated, you do. Now, if
guess.
you're a guy who wins some, loses some, probably put the kids to bed early when daddy fights. But, yeah, this is the legend of Kamaru Usman, man. And then now he's gone on to beat Colby Covington again in a rematch. He's beat all comers. There's really no one for him. But there's that guy, Leon Edwards, who's won 10 in a row. And then now, you know, he's won 10 in a row. They've both gotten better. I don't see the outcome being different. I think Kamaru Usman still beats him and breaks Anderson Silva's record. But it's a tough fucking fight for Kamaru Usman. But he wins this one. Now he's talking about he's cleaned out the entire fucking welterweights in all the world. So now he's talking about maybe jumping to light heavyweight. Because tell me what you think about this. So the other champion at middleweight, which would be usually the next weight class you'd go fight at, because that's kind of similar to your weight.
What's the weight?
185 middleweight.
Oh, so 170. He's at 175, and you have
he's at 170.
170
to 185. 185 is a big jump. So he wants to bypass 85 and go to light heavyweight, which is 205, which is insane. But the reason he wants to do it, tell me how you feel about this. The champion at middleweight is Israel Adesanya, who's also African. So he doesn't want to take away his title and fight him because they're both from Africa. Now, they didn't grow up together. Yeah. They don't train together. They're just African. Yeah. Can you imagine if a white guy?
I don't necessarily like the tone of how you said African, but you know.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Can you? But
you put a little extra on it.
A little more flavor.
You put some flavor on it. You put some spice on the African.
But can you imagine if an American was like, "I ain't fighting any Americans, man"? You're like, well. You don't have a career.
I mean, it's different because you wouldn't, because it's mostly Americans. But like, I don't know. I don't know if I have any feeling about it, but I understand it.
I understand
if there's only like.
I'm just asking the question.
Like if you can count, like if there's only 3 or 4 Africans fighting,
it's probably like 8.
Okay, and there's only one of them's champ.
Well, there's 3 champs though.
Okay, so it's 3
of them. Francis.
Oh, he should fight him.
You got Izzy and him.
Yeah, he should fight him. It'd be different if it was like there's only 4 Africans, including him, and the other guy you're talking about, you're a champ and he's a champ, and you want to make sure that there's at least 2 African champs at all times.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, to represent back home. But if it's like 8 and there's 3 champions, it's like go get the belt. But okay, but you said something that I find strange.
Strange.
So he's at 170. Mm-hmm. So that means that he has to cut weight to 170.
The day before the show, he has to make 170 pounds.
Right.
To fight Saturday night.
What size is he at to fight?
180 plus, 186, okay, so 187.
He's already fighting at 180.
Yeah, but then Izzy's probably 200.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So 85 are big boys. Like Luke Rockhold walks at 220.
So if you walk around normally 170-ish.
Oh, if you're 170 without like cutting weight, you're fighting at 55. Some of them will fight at 45. Like these boys kind of.
If you have the kind of
it's an art.
Oh, that's what I was going to
say. It's a beast. It's
a
fight in itself.
So if you have like the metabolism to like, that's why it's a young man's game.
It's a discipline.
Yeah,
it's a discipline thing.
Discipline.
Yeah.
That's why we got to get on Patty.
Our boy Pat. Have you seen Patty recently?
Is he fat as hell?
Yeah, which I love. I can't get enough of it. He's so fat.
Yeah, but he's 20, what?
27, I think.
27, yeah.
Just doing the guy.
He got 2 more years where he's not gonna be able to do that.
I give him another year, bro.
Yeah,
before we're like, hey man, his coach like, hey bro.
27, over 200 pounds right now.
He's over 200 pounds.
Wow.
Which I can't get. I love it. It's so entertaining.
Well, when does he fight again? This is part of his thing.
Yeah.
Patty,
so much
Patty,
money to
Patty to fatty.
I'll tell you who doesn't get out of shape. Kamaru Usman. That's why he's pound for pound #1 guy in the world.
Woo!
And how old is he? He's 35.
Wow, so we're coming to the end here.
Yeah, that's why after Leon Edwards, there's nothing for him. Then
it's just money
and legacy. Like Hamzat at 70, maybe if he went on a streak and did his thing, they could do it. But
so let's say he loses to Edwards.
Ooh, then
there's a rematch.
And then you might get one more out of him. But I think Kamaru has maybe 2 fights left.
So to you, this is the biggest fight of his career. Just for legacy's sake,
for sure. I mean every fight, but the fight before this, if he lost to Masvidal, if he lost to Gilbert Burns, if he lost to Masvidal the first time, if he lost to Colby.
But this is more at stake here because he wins this fight, he breaks the record.
Correct,
right?
Big deal. And it's, to be honest, you look at his last couple fights, like it's his toughest fight, I think, since Colby Covington. Even though his last fight was against Colby Covington, he's beat Colby twice now. So,
But is
this
this
is a tough fight.
But this
guy's clear as day a better striker.
But is this also the first time someone has gone undefeated to this point?
No, when he fought Colby, I think Colby's undefeated. He fought Woodley, who was a champion at the time. So he's fought some monsters.
I know, but who has gone undefeated?
So he's not. Leon Edwards has lost, right? Like Leon Edwards has lost in the UFC before, but he's on a 10-fight win streak, which at 170 is unheard of.
Okay, this is a huge fight. Then.
Huge fight, big fight.
Wow,
tough fight for him.
And when is this fight? Is this weekend?
Saturday?
Saturday.
UFC 278.
Might have to watch that one.
Get you some. I love how we sell you on these and you tune into them.
Yeah, because it's like this is interesting.
UFC, I'll bill you later. We appreciate you, brother. Hope you're a Kamaru Usman fan now. We know you're a Patty fan.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time.